Alright, and welcome to round 1 of 5 here at the monthly cup style tournament in the Zone Gaming. I am always Steuben, joined by myself, me, and I. And today we've got Mike L versus Wesley P on the table. Mike is playing a Mew VMAX deck, and Wes is playing a Urshifu Arceus Dark Toolbox kind of deck here. I have access to both of their deck lists, so we'll be able to count some cards as we see them hit the discard pile and go from there and figure out what might be prized or what might be available to them as options. But Mike did win the coin flip here, starting with an Oricorio in the active and starting off with a Battle VIP pass to search their deck for 2 Pokemon and put them right onto the bench. Wes does start with the Urshifu Rapid Strike V. Unfortunate start. It's something you don't want to have down in this matchup. Mike has made his selections from the Battle Pass, and it appears to be they've grabbed a Mew and a Genesect V. And Cramomatic discarding a Power Tablet, and it appears to be a Tails on that one. Oh no, it appears to be a Heads, I just can't see it. So commencing the search, most likely we're going to see them potentially just grab another Battle Pass. It really is just what you usually grab on the first turn from a Mew player here, getting the most momentum for their turn 1. And yeah, it is a Battle Pass. They're going to play and grab 2 more Pokemon from the deck and put them on the bench. Alright, they've eyeballed another Genesect as well as the Mayaletta with that Melodious Echo attack, which we've seen very fearsome before on some easy donk action here. Now, of course, Mike doesn't have a supporter or an attack, being the first turn player. So Wes will have a little bit of time to establish a board here, probably get down an Arceus, get some energy on it, establish a Moltres or that Hoopa that's in his deck and go from there. To note though, Wes does not play Path in his deck, so he's got no way of completely turning off Mike's abilities here. Alright, so yep, there's a Rose Tower coming down, and they're going to go ahead and draw a single card from that before they start using these abilities here, but we do see a Quick Ball discarding an Elisa's Sparkle. Interesting how they've decided not to hold it, that maybe they have to. And they're going to grab another Mew here and get it down on the bench. Alright, so you do see a Fusion Strike energy be attached to that Mew V on the bench. And then, yeah, it looks like the first Fusion Strike system. Oh, did they just draw 2 more Fusion Strike energy there? So kind of rendering the Mayaletta play useless unless Wes decides to play a Marnie. Double checking their deck list though, I don't see any Marnies there, so looks like Mike's just gonna have to hand play down all of those Fusion Strike energy. Wes is gonna start off though with an Ultra Ball, discarding the Zapdos V as well as the other Urshifu. Just liabilities for him in this matchup here. Could potentially see him eyeball down the Lumineon that's in his deck to grab the Adventure's Discovery, permitting it's not prized. That would let him set up an Arceus as well as some dark targets here potentially to get the bodies rolling, and I think that's what he's looking at. Yeah, there is the Lumineon. Right behind it is the Adventure's Discovery. Really thinking about it here. Double checking the deck, trying to confirm what's prized or what isn't prized here. But I think that seems to be the line of play they're looking at. Yeah, they're potentially just grabbing the Pokemon now in advance, just to save as much time as possible, confirming the searches here. So yeah, here comes the Lumineon. Yep, and it's going to go ahead and grab that Adventure's Discovery from the deck, grabbing the Hoopa, the Moltres, and the Arceus V. So plenty of 2 prize Pokemon here for Mike to take. Again, unfortunate start with that Urshifu, though. Keeping that in play is pretty bad for Wes. That's just basically 2 free prizes here for Mike to take at any point in time. So most likely we want to see Wes this turn attach an energy onto that Arceus. We do see the Air Balloon onto the Urshifu, get it out of the active. If they have the DTE, this feels to be a pretty strong turn. We do see the Shopping Center to preserve that Air Balloon once it's up and out of the active. We do see a Crobat coming down for Dark Asset. Looks like I'm going to draw 5 additional cards here. Really digging for that double turbo energy to start moving energy out of the deck with Arceus V Trinity Charge. I think they hit a fighting energy, but I don't quite see the double turbo. We would have definitely seen that be attached by now, right? And we do see the fighting energy get attached to the Arceus V here. And it could just be a retreat and a pass into something else. It looks like they're just going to go ahead and pick that air balloon off thanks to the shopping center here. And it could just be a pass. Alright, it is a pass. So Mike's going to be able to start it off. Definitely taking their time to think out what their plan of action here is in this turn. I mean, they have an easy 2 prizes in the act. If they can get the switch off, they are going to attach that Fusion Strike energy they did unfortunately draw into last turn. I believe there's still one more in their hand here. So if they can find the VMAX and maybe a switch option here to take out that Urshifu, get a nice strong lead here in this game. And there is a power tablet being played, potentially just to, you know, decrease the amount of cards in hand to potentially draw with Genesect. And there is a Fusion Strike system appearing to be just for 1. Really trying to find some sort of out here. Quick Ball, Ultra Ball, thin that hand down and draw more cards with that second Genesect that's in play. But they could just potentially be stuck here. And yeah, that's just a pass. Oh no. Alright, we're back over to West now. He's got access to get out of the active still with that air balloon that we know it's in their hand. There is the Arceus V-Star here. So we could potentially see a Trinity Charge, a Starbirth into a Trinity Charge this turn to really get energy accelerated onto that Hoopa and the Moltres. There is the air balloon once again coming back down to the Urshifu. They were able to pick it up last turn thanks to the shopping center. And now we're going to probably see them figure out their line of play for this turn here. They still have access to an attachment and a supporter here, but we're most likely going to see the Arceus do its thing. And there is the Starbirth. Most likely going to grab a double turbo. Alright, they have made their selections here from the Starbirth ability. And there is the double turbo as predicted. We are going to see a boss onto the Mew. A very strong lead here from West, wiping out 2 of those Fusion Strike energies. There is the choice spell adding insult to injury here. I would also like to potentially see him preserve that air balloon once again. And there it is, thanks to that shopping center, picking that tool card up and putting it back into their hand. And reattaching it over to the Lumineon now. And then, yeah, I think we're going to see a Trinity Nova here for 2 prize cards. A really strong lead from West. And most likely, we're going to see some energy get attached to that Moltres and or that Hoopa that's already in play. Mike does decide to promote the Mew, so we'll see where the energy goes before they can start taking their turn here. Okay, and there is the energy all on the Hoopa. And there, of course, 2 prize cards. We'll see Mike start off now. Really needs a strong comeback turn here. It could be too late now at this point, especially seeing that there's still 2 Fusion Strike energy in their hand. They've lost 2 already. The Mayaletta is basically dead weight at this point in time. Elisa's Sparkle is also some dead weight that they can't even attempt to play. We do see a power tablet for hand thinning here. It's not looking too good for Mike. Double checking Hoopa's ability. It lets it be dark and fighting type as long as the ability is active. So you do have to consider that when you do hit it into a, a Mew, it's got fighting resistance, but dark weakness, so you have to apply both. But we do see them boss that Hoopa up into the active, probably just to thin out their hand a little bit more, benching down another Genesect V, and we're most likely just going to start seeing the Fusion Strike systems here for a few cards. And they drew into a Mew VMAX, which does help them, but I also did see an Elisa Sparkle there, which is a completely dead card right now. Now, Mike does need to find the double turbo to be able to attack this turn. We do see the Rose Tower bump out that shopping center that West has gotten a lot of value out of this game so far. Mike still has access to 1 more Fusion Strike system. I think they can only draw 1 card. It looks like they can't really thin too much out those dead cards in hand. And yeah, Fusion Strike system just for one. Did they find the DTE? They found an Ultra Ball. If that would have been maybe a card sooner, could have thinned out a little bit more and used that last Fusion Strike system to draw additional cards. But it's just not looking very good here. We do see a singular attachment on to the active Mew VMAX. And a retreat into the Mayaletta. Probably just to soften the blow here. And that could just be a pass. Yeah, it's a pass. It's over to Wes now. If Wes has access to boss's orders, he could honestly just wrap this game up. We could see a concession coming from Mike real easily here. There is an Ultra Ball discarding a Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, which doesn't really matter here in this matchup, as well as that Arceus V. Now, I feel like you actually could safely put that down, load up onto that Urshifu, and then potentially do a Rapid Flow for 2 prizes onto the Mayaletta and the Oricorio, depending on the positioning of these Pokemon. And it looks like they grabbed a Moltres, but they might just be discarding it here. I can't tell if there's another card underneath that Moltres or not. They are double sleeve, so it is hard to see for sure. I think it might have been a quick ball just to ditch the Moltres and fail it. And then there is the Rose Tower to draw a card. Yeah, they could just potentially be looking for boss's orders this turn. And Hoopa, when it does attack, you do have to place 3 damage counters on one of your Pokemon. So we could potentially see those damage counters just get put on the Urshifu since it's already dead weight anyways. And there is a turn attachment onto the Galarian Moltres. Maybe reconsidering it here. Seems to be they're reconsidering it. No, they are committing. They are committing. And here is the research. Last card in the hand for a full 7 now. No boss's orders this turn, unfortunately, for Wes. But, again, they still have a lot of momentum going forward here. Looks like we're going to see the Hoopa retreat here manually, discarding 2, and the Arceus is going to come back up into the active. And then there's the Dire Flame Wings onto the Moltres, so it's pretty much ready to go next turn with another ability here. So we can potentially set Aura Burn next turn to close it out against that Mew VMAX. As Wes is definitely taking a prize card this turn here. We do see an energy switch back over to the Hoopa. Taking a KO onto that Mayaletta. Going down to just 3 prize cards remaining. He's definitely going to be eyeballing that Mew VMAX. We could potentially see Mike bench another Mew and just attempt to get out of here with a Psychic Leap to get the 3 prize out of contention. In Mike's hands, because there are at least already 2 Fusion Strike Energy in the discard pile. Yeah, they could just be going for the leap this turn. Set up some chip damage on something here and just attempt to get that 3 prizer off the board to at least give them another full turn. Because if not, Wes has lethal on this thing. And there's no way they didn't find a boss, especially after digging for a full 7 there with that research last turn. There is the 4th and final Fusion Strike Energy. Now, Psychic Leap also is really good here, too, because it could just put those back into the deck and then allow Mike next turn to use at least a Sparkle, if there's any left. Another Ultra Ball here. Looks like discarding a Rotom Phone and another Genesect just to thin the hand down even further here for Mike. And a Rotom Phone here, going to guarantee at least something off the top of the deck that they could potentially want and or need here. They've made their decision pretty quick. They must definitely know what they want and need. They're going to shuffle the remaining cards back in there. That card will go into the top, and then they still have 2 more Fusion Strike systems this turn to be able to draw into that card and some other choices here potentially. So he might be down, but he's not completely out yet. And yep, here is Fusion Strike system number 2. Gonna draw a couple more cards here to get up to 6. It appears they did eyeball a boss's orders that look to be the top card here, so they could potentially play that this turn. There is a choice belt here, okay. If they had a power tablet, that boss could just knock out that Urshifu, bringing them back into the game here. But no, they're going to go ahead and bring up the Hoopa, which is the imminent threat. And here is the last Fusion Strike system. And there's a Psychic Leap. Not even a KO here. Just for 70 damage. Yeah, I would have loved to see that go completely differently there. I would have loved it if they would have had another tablet here. Oh yeah, Hoopa does resist apparently. So, no, that's 100 damage. That's 100 damage. We're good. Yeah, I would have loved to see that boss onto the Urshifu, which either could have just trapped it in the active, and if they would have had a power tablet in those draws, they could have just knocked it out there with Psychic Leap, wiping the 3 prizes off the board. But we do see Wes start off with the Dire Flame Wings ability on the Galarian Moltres V. And they're going to bump out that trading court with the shopping center, grabbing the air balloon off the Lumineon there and attaching it on to the active Hoopa, trying to keep it alive a little bit more, it seems. Its base damage is only 170, so they do need to swing in with either the Arceus or the Moltres this turn. And it appears that, yeah, he's just going to switch into the Arceus VSTAR. And here is the Trinity Charge, taking the KO, leaving him with just 1 prize card left. Oh, then again, they're double checking the math here. Yeah, it still is a KO thanks to the Choice Belt. The DTE brings it down to 180. The Choice Belt puts up to 210. Oricorio reduces it to 190 on the dot, so it is a KO. Wes just has 1 prize left. Mike does promote the Mew, and then I think it's a concession here from Mike. Yeah, I think Mike is conceding here, as Wes only needed 2 prizes, or I'm sorry, 1 prize remaining after that. Mike would have had to take a full 6, and between the Hoopa and the Moltres, it just appeared to be just cash money over there. So yeah, Wes is taking the dub here in round 1. We'll be back in a little bit with round 2. See you in a few. All right, and welcome to round 2. We do see Adam start off with a Houndour and Michael start with a Whimsicott V, coming fresh off the success of Frank Persick. But we do see them start off, looks like a Fog Crystal as well as a Level Ball, discarding which appears to be a Crushing Hammer as well. We do see them grab a Psychic Energy as well as a Arceus V to put onto the bench. So a turn 2 Tricky Wind from Michael could in turn lock Adam out of the game completely, other than the fact of Houndoom attaching energy directly from the deck. There is the turn attachment, there is the benching of the Arceus, and Air Balloon onto the active, and it looks like a pass over to Adam here. Let's see how they can start off and fire off the game here. Contemplating some choices in their hand. And there is an Ultra Ball, discarding it, which appears to be a Gengar and a Boss's Orders, grabbing another Gengar, or that could have been a VMAX or Crobat there. They do play a Crobat V in their list. I can't quite tell if that is a Crobat or another Gengar. Single Strike Energy being attached from the hand, really good to get that down this turn, not whiffing the energy. We do see a path to potentially lock out Michael's Starbirth next turn, and then Adam's going to follow up here with a Marnie, resetting both players' hands here. And another Quick Ball here. I can't quite tell what that discard is. It might just be another Quick Ball or an Ultra Ball here. Grabbing a Bidoof to get that down so they can start Industrious Incisering next turn to draw additional cards. They do have a Hiding Dark in hand, so, you know, hopefully they can get through Michael making the whiff. But there is the Fan of Waves to disrupt that Single Strike Energy going to the bottom of the deck. There is the Whimsicott VSTAR, another Arceus V, a Choice Belt onto the fresh Arceus V. And, oh, that's a pass. No Tricky Wind. Adam is still in it here. We do see a Hiding Dark and an Evolution onto the Gengar. And there is yet another Marnie, which could benefit Michael here, only having 1 card in their hand. But if Adam can get an aggressive knockout here this turn, that'd be really good. There is a Choice Belt being attached to that Gengar VMAX as well. pass. Oh no. All right. Another fan of waves coming from Michael to start their turn. Hiding Dark to the bottom of the deck. There is a big charm coming onto the Arceus V. And a pass again, just whiffing everywhere here. Adam does attach another Hiding Dark energy to that Gengar VMAX. And here is the Piers as well. You can grab a Dark Pokemon and a energy. Doesn't specify what kind of energy, so you can grab special energy. You do see the Single Strike energy and the Houndoom here. Evolve that Houndour to start accelerating energy from the deck onto the Gengar. There is the evolution. Now, if Adam can get that Houndoom out of the active, we could see a nice swing this turn with a Fear and Panic here, setting up some numbers to knock out that Whimsicott next turn. And yeah, there is the Single Strike Roar, cranking that Gengar to 2 damage counters. But hey, if he can get that switch going on, I think I see a switch in his hands. We could see an attack this turn. Yeah, there is the switch, getting that Houndoom out of the active, promoting the Gengar VMAX. And we might see a Fear and Panic here for 230 damage, leaving that Whimsicott just 20 HP remaining here. And then, yeah, let's see what Michael can do here. Still whiffing that DTE, potentially whiffing the Arceus here. And yeah, boss's orders, looks like they're just stall tacticking here. Switching that Whimsicott out of the active to protect it here. And a pass. No attachments yet again here. Another Houndour hits the bench on Adam's side to start his turn off. And there is the Single Strike energy from the Roar onto itself, getting the energy from the deck, potentially just needing it to retreat at this point in time, it seems to be on Adam's side. Another turn attachment, yeah, hard retreating there with those Single Strike energies, and there is the urn to put them right back in there. So sometimes sacrifices must be made, but it does get it out of the active, and that is gonna let him take a swing here onto this Arceus. So he's not quite, locked out of the game yet, thanks to Whimsicott's tricky wind. It seems to be just a big whiff on the setup here. And yeah, we're going to see a Fear and Panic yet again for 230 damage, taking a KO on to that Arceus V. First 2 prizes of the game going to Adam here. And let's see what Michael can do to follow up here. He's got to be able to disrupt the energy that's already attached to that Gengar in play. We could just see Fear and Panic every single turn here. And there is an Ultra Ball discarding a Big Charm, as well as a Raihan. This could be the Arceus V-Star to use Starbirth to kind of get them back into the game a little bit here. Nope, they're just going to go ahead and grab the Yveltal here, which is actually really good. If they can get that DTE onto it, and get rid of those energy cards off the Gengar, they do have a chance to come back. Yeah, and there is the retreat. And a boss as well. Onto the Bidoof, it seems to be this time. And does Michael have the double turbo energy here? If they don't have the double turbo, this is a potential oversight, because they could have just grabbed the Arceus V-Star here. And yeah, they don't. It's just a pass. Adam starts off by playing Evolution Incense to grab Bibarel here for that Industrious Incisors to be able to draw their hand back up to 5 cards. I would have loved to see Michael grab the Arceus V-Star with that Ultra Ball instead of the Yveltal. And he could have just grabbed the Yveltal and the double turbo with the Starbirth. But here is a Single Strike Roar onto the Gengar, or that could have just been a turn attachment apparently. And discarding that Urn doesn't feel too hot here. Yeah, there's no damage counters being attached to the Gengar, so that was a turn attachment. And a pass, Vibrella is stuck in the active. Michael does appear just to rip the Arceus VSTAR off the top of the deck and evolve, but is that a pass right back and not even star birthing? We do see Adam bench another Gengar, as well as attaching a single strike energy to it from his hand. Vibrella could just be stuck yet again here. And there is a research discarding 2 more Houndours and a Houndoom there. Looking for a switch option here. They do play 3 copies of Switch in their deck, so they do have access to it. We've only seen 1 get played so far. Double checking the discard. I think they're just stuck here. And another pass. Vibrella is still stuck in the active. Michael does get a basic psychic energy and then passes. Just really locked out underneath this path of the peak here. Adam does rip the Gengar VMAX to evolve the other Gengar V, and in turn attaches a hiding dark energy. I do see the switch in hand. They need to get this Yveltal out of the game immediately before it starts discarding all their energy, potentially letting them set up a tricky wind here. But yeah, there is the switch to get the Bibarel out of the active, promoting the Gengar VMAX. I think we're just going to see a Fear and Panic here, taking the KO on that Yveltal. And Adam goes to 3 prize cards remaining in this game here in round 2. Michael does promote the Whimsicott, but does decide to retreat it into the Arceus here and just pass. It's not looking too good here for Michael. I feel like Adam's got a strong lead. All these turns whiffing that double turbo energy, not being able to Starbirth underneath Path of the Peak. Gengar is trying to figure out how to get to 310 here. They've got, looks to be 2 single strike energy as well as a choice belt. So that isn't an extra, little bit of damage there. Just an extra 70 on top of their 250. So they're very close here. Should actually just get it there, yeah, because that would give Arceus 310 HP. And yeah, there is the G-Max Swallow Up for way more than enough. And then yeah, there's the handshake. Adam taking those 2 prizes from that Arceus. Michael just missing every beat, unfortunately, here in this game, which could have completely gone a different way. We could have seen an early tricky win just lock Adam out, other than the Houndooms, which definitely would have put a damper on all that manually attaching that we've seen them do this game. But that's it for round 2, and we'll catch you in round 3. All right, and welcome to round 3. They're off to the races. There is the fist bump. Leland unfortunately starts with the Galarian Moltres. Zach starts with a Genesect V here. We do see a Cramomatic discarding that power tablet. Hoping for a heads here for them. And it appears to be a heads. They never miss. They never miss. Most likely just going to grab the battle pass here. Hopefully they double check their deck and see what's prized or not. That's a really important thing here. And they're going to grab a Mew and a Genesect with that battle pass. There we go. They are going to search their deck a little bit here. They might be going back in or not. Nope, they're going to go ahead and riffle shuffle here now. Again, nothing crazy about Zach's deck. They just play 1 basic Psychic Energy. No Training Court that they play 2 Rose Tower, 2 Old Cemetery for their stadium counts here. Leland does not play Path to the Peak, so these abilities are going to go unchecked every turn here. We do see a Melee to get benched as well as an attachment to it here, and then another Cramomatic attempt, discarding a Choice Belt, but a big fail. First Fusion Strike System is going to draw him up to 4 cards here. And here we go, an Ultra Ball discarding that basic Psychic Energy and one of their DTEs. They have 1 left with no way of recovering them. Grabbing another Genesect V here. They could get punished for that. They could get punished for this play. Most likely going to see more Fusion Strike Systeming here. Yep, there's another one here. Going to draw up until a whopping 5 now. And another Mew hitting the bench. There's the Old Cemetery. We're going to see that 3rd Fusion Strike System for the last couple cards here that they can get this turn. And probably just a pass. Oh no, a Rope. Interesting. Promoting that Mew into the active. And it looks like a pass Alright, let's see how Leland can respond to Zach's pretty okay turn 1 here. Alright, Leland's going to start off by double checking Zach's discard pile here to see what's going on. Alright, level ball, most likely I could see a Sobble being grabbed. Of course, they do play a 1-1 artillery line here in their deck. And they also play a Mew from Celebrations. Yep, and there is the Sobble from that level ball. It might most likely be going back into the deck here. And yep, here comes a quick ball as well. Still thinking about the discard. Looks to be the energy retrieval. Another one-off in this deck. This deck does have a lot of one-offs. Again, I have deck lists for these special Saturday tournaments, unlike our normal Thursday night streams. Keep that in mind that I don't always have this information. Another Sobble hitting the bench as well. We're definitely going to see them take more of the route of the dark attackers here in this game. You see the Rapid Strike energy in their hand. I can't quite tell what anything else is. Attaching the Rapid Strike energy to the Sobble and then a pass. They must be in some dire straits here, potentially. They're going to take some damage from that old cemetery as well from the attachment. And then, yeah, oh, they've got the boss on the Sobble here. And there is a Fusion Strike system as well. They've also had the VMAX onto the active. Keep in mind here, Leland only plays 3 Rapid Strike energy in this deck list. And there is a Cram. I can't quite tell what they flipped. Must be a heads. There goes that eager deck grab action. Let's see what he can do. Access to anything he wants. There is the DTE. Keep that in mind as well, that they only play 2 double turbo energy according to their deck list here. And one of them is, in fact, in the trash. And another Fusion Strike system here, going to draw 2 more cards up. We're most likely just going to see a Melodious Echo being copied here, but there's a quick ball as well, discarding the other Genesect. 3 alternate arts and 1 full art, and he decides to throw away the full art, so you can tell that clearly he's got that bastard child syndrome. Yet another Fusion Strike system here. Yep, and he's just going to go ahead and most likely copy that Melodious Echo for the KO here, taking the first prize of the game. Really, unfortunate start here for Leland. I'm not quite sure what they have access to that's going to be able to get them in and out of this game. Contemplating on promoting the Moltres, and there it is. Drawing for turn. We do see the Drizzile come down to the remaining Sobble here for Shady Dealings. Hopefully whatever trainer card they can grab here can just reset them in this game. And there is the Cynthia's Ambition. Really cool one-off here. So hopefully they can play more cards down from their hand before they play this and draw up until 8. They're going to bench that Celebrations Mew. Level ball as well. After that, Cynthia's Ambition, drawing up until 8 cards here. So hopefully there's a lot of options now for Leland to be able to keep this game alive on their side of the field. And a scoop up net onto the Moltres, picking it up, preserving it for later. Here comes the Mew. It's going to let him look at the top 6 cards of their deck and find an item card and put it into their hand. Hopefully it's something that can benefit them in this situation. Yep, and there is that ability here. Accidentally revealing the Sonya. It's part of those 6 cards. I think they're just going to go ahead and take the Sonya anyways. They've already played a supporter this turn, so just future-proofing them for later on down the line. Sonya can either grab 2 basic Pokemon and or 2 basic energy. Maybe they're just shuffling it back in. They're just failing the Mew in general, not taking anything here. And Leland just passes it back over to Zach, who's basically just got full control of this game at this point in time. Leland has no threats on board, nothing that he's working on getting set up to take out this Mew, potentially just waiting to play that Galarian Moltres that's in their hand. They could have taken that Sonya next turn, grabbed 2 Dark Energy and gone from there. But again, Mew does need to take 3 prize cards here to let Moltres be effective enough to take an easy KO. We are going to see a power tablet here as well from Zach as the first action of their turn. And looks like they're going to get greedy here and play these Rotom Phones. I feel like in this situation, all you have to do is just cross Fusion Strike, Melodious Echo, take the KO on the Mew, and just hold your resources. Could potentially be looking for a boss. I do think they see it in the situation. They could actually boss that Drizzile and remove Leland's potential for a Inteleon next turn, locking him out of the double Shady Dealings ability. And there is the Rose Tower, getting rid of the old cemetery. Potentially going to start attaching energy elsewhere, but nope. They're going to go ahead and use that Fusion Strike system to draw cards. Here is the Elisa Sparkle. Looks like they're going to target the Mew and the Mayoletta. Yep, energy onto the Mayoletta. And neglecting to attach to the Mew, or... okay. Can't quite tell what they were doing there for a second. Yeah, neglecting to attach to the Mew. Another Fusion Strike system here, going to draw a few more cards. And we might just see that Cross Fusion Strike copying Melodious Echo once again here. Leaving that Mew in the active. Zach must know that, you know, his other double turbo is in the discard pile, so he's really going to have to rely on that Mayoletta for another KO in the future here. Yep, and Melodious Echo taking the second prize of the game for Zach. Leland is going to go ahead and looks to be promoting that Drizzile here. They might have access to the Inteleon. And there is the Evolution Incense, so yeah, if it's not prized, Inteleon is live. We will see the double Shady Dealings this turn. Could net plenty of cards here for them. Yep, and there is the Inteleon. I think we're just going to see that come straight down onto that Drizzile here after they double check their hand. Figure out their line of play. Oh, they're going to evolve a Drizzile over here on that side as well, though. So they've got a second shot here before they go crazy. They can potentially just grab 3 full trainer cards if they need to maybe get something that can swing into this Mew this turn. If they find a way to get to a energy in the discard and attachment here as well, we could even see a Moltres swing this turn. The little Moltres doesn't quite do it though. Mew's got to take that 3rd prize card before Galarian Moltres is live and ready to swing in. We could potentially see like Raihan onto a Galarian Moltres V this turn with an attachment from hand as well as Dire Flame Wings, but he would have to get 2 dark energy in the discard pile. I think the only energy we've seen get yeeted into his bin is that Rapid Strike energy that was attached to the Sobble earlier in the game. He is eyeballing the Raihan, so that could be his line of play this turn. And there is the Inteleon as well. Got a Shady Dealings here for 2 more trainer cards. He's really got to get something going on here this turn. Okay, and they are going to grab a Quick Pull and the Energy Search. We could just see the Energy Search just get played. Yep, there it is. There is the Dark Energy. Most likely just going to go ahead and discard that with a Quick Ball. This could be what he needs to get a move made this turn to swing in. And there is the Galarian Moltres V, as I just assumed that we'd see this turn. And here is the Raihan attaching that Dark Energy onto the Moltres, able to search for yet another card from the deck to help him figure out what he's got to be able to do to get through this Mew VMAX. Yep, and they have made their selection here from that Raihan. And they're going to go ahead and bench the other Moltres here. Do they have the extra energy in hand to get it down? I don't know. I think they're just trying to buy their time here. There is the Scoop Up Net on the Inteleon promoting that Galarian Moltres. Yeah, I think they just need an extra turn here with the Moltres V. Rebenching the Sobble, of course, to be able to reuse the Drizzile next turn, as well as the Inteleon on top of the Drizzile that's already in play. We could just see a pass here. Leland's really got to make really good future-proofing decisions here as this game goes on with Zach's strong lead, and that is a pass over to Zach. Contemplating on playing an Ultra Ball, it seems. Again, Zach's resources are kind of all over the place. There goes the Elisa Sparkle and a Battle Pass. Seems pretty okay knowing that, you know, the energies aren't that live at the current moment in time. I think they're just going to go ahead and fail this Ultra Ball. Not grabbing the Mew VMAX just in case they need to be able to use the Mew on the bench's attack through the VMAX here. And we are going to see the switch into the Mew V. Just to potentially start drawing cards of Genesect. They could be looking for like Boss Band Tablet here. Energy attachment onto that active Mew V. Another Fusion Strike system here, drawing yet just one card. Zach could be stuck. He's at least able to guarantee that he can take a prize card with Mew VMAX this turn, but just knowing to leave that Mew VMAX into the active, it's just going to go down next turn. And there is the boss's orders onto the Drizzile, locking Leland out from that Shady Dealings Inteleon next turn. We're going to see that Mew retreat here, most likely going to promote either the VMAX or the Mayaletta to at least swing through. Yeah, and here comes the Mew VMAX, so they can go ahead and just copy Melodious Echo once again, taking their third prize card this game. And Leland does decide to promote the Galarian Moltres V here. So we could potentially see that Aura Burn coming in for a 3-prize knockout, tying up the game this turn, depending on how Leland sequences their actions. Zach does ask to see Leland's discard pile, but we are going to see Leland evolve that Sobble into a Drizzile. Taking out the Drizzile last turn was a pretty good move from Zach, limiting Leland's options this turn. Still really thinking about what they could do here. Trying to find a way to get more stuff in there. Oh, and there is the Zinnia's Resolve. This actually could be really good here. They could be able to pitch that dark energy that they might have in their hand. Be able to use the Moltres' ability to attach it back. And they're going to draw a lot of cards for every Pokemon that Zach has in play. So yeah, that Zinnia's Resolve is actually really clutch here. So yeah, here is the Zinnia's Resolve. We're going to see a Urshifu VMAX get discarded, as well as a Evolution Incense, so he doesn't have the energy to discard. And he's going to draw 6 cards here, thanks to Zach having a full bench and an active Pokemon. He needed to draw into 2 energy here and a way to discard at least one of them to be able to swing in with this Moltres this turn. I think I see a Ultra Ball as well as a Dark Energy, but really being limited on not being able to use that Inteleon this turn. Just leaving him in a world of hurt here. There is the Quick Ball, discarding a Dark Energy. He only needs 1 more. He does play 5 Dark Energies total here. He does play 2 copies of Energy Search as well. We could have drawn into that. We've seen 1 get played earlier, and we know he also plays Energy Retrieval, but it also is in the bin already. And here is the Dire Flame Wings ability, attaching the energy from the discard pile. Does he have an energy card in his hand that he can attach to this Moltres? Benching a Remoraid here. Attaching an Air Balloon, retreating, and promoting that Remoraid. He really needs that thing to stay in play. Whiffing the energy and passing it over to Zach. Unfortunate. I do believe Zach has played 2 boss's orders so far. Their list is only equipped with 3. If they can find that 3rd one, this could be pretty much checkmate at this point here. We see Zach fire off a Quick Ball, discarding a Mew, maybe grabbing something to thin it out. Can't quite tell. Might have more discard outlets. They're going to take another Mew here. They must have more ways to discard cards from their hand. Yep, and there is the Ultra Ball, discarding an Echoing Horn and the Mew, just to thin that hand down. They've got 3 Fusion Strike systems, as well as potentially that Rose Tower to draw into a boss's orders, or maybe a Rotom Phone to stack it to the top of the deck here. It must not be prized if they're going this crazy for it. There is a Mew VMAX onto the other Mew. And yep, the Rose Tower for 1, putting them up to 3. We do see that tower getting bumped for the old cemetery. So they've got 2 in hand, and they're going to go ahead and draw 4 here from that first Fusion Strike system. I do see the Rotom Phone. There is a Fusion Strike energy being attached to the other Mew VMAX as well. Here comes the Rotom Phone. Looks like they found a Choice Belt from what I saw there. Choice Belt goes to the top of the deck. And there is the draw here. Drawing 2 more cards. To the Choice Belt being attached to the active. They still have 1 more Fusion Strike system belt. They did find the boss's orders on to that Moltres. And then, yeah, he's going to copy Melodious Echo for way overkill here. Going down to 1 prize remaining. Leland might just be locked out of this game at this point in time. I'm not quite sure what could happen here to really come back. He needed that Moltres last turn to be able to take a big KO. Leland is going to start by evolving that Sobble into a Drizzile here for Shady Dealings. There is the Sonya coming from that, grabbing 2 Dark Energy here. I think it's just a little too late in this match now to be able to do any of this stuff. After evolving that other Drizzile into the Inteleon that was blocked from him last turn, I think we do see a Scoop Up net being eyeballed. So if he can find a way to pick up that Moltres and scoop it up and switch, but he's just got... Zach just has Lethal on board next turn for that last prize card. So it just seems to be all for nothing at this point. And yeah, there is the concession and the fist bump. Zach taking the dub over Leland here in round 3, and we'll be back with round 4 very soon. Alright, and welcome to round 4. Here we have the 2 undefeated players today in the Swiss rounds, Justin T and Adam H. Justin is playing an Arceus Urshifu Dark box sort of deck. Adam is playing Gengar VMAX with Bibero that we've seen earlier on in the stream. Adam is going to start off with the Single Strike energy being attached to the Gengar V, as well as a Pat to the Peak, and then following up with a Quick Ball, discarding it seems to be a Level Ball or another Quick Ball to grab a Houndour. That way he can evolve into Houndoom next turn and start Single Strike roaring onto his Single Strike Pokemon to get more energy in play. And that's a pass from him. Pretty short and sweet turn. Justin's going to start off here. The less Pokemon V he puts in play, the better off he is. He really probably just wants to get an Urshifu down to be able to potentially Gale Thrust through these Gengars in the following turns here. So yeah, we're going to see the Ultra Ball from Justin, and he's probably just going to yeet that Dark Energy that he has in his hand. I do see a Research as well, and a VMAX. Again, the VMAX line in this deck is just a 2-2 line, so here he's got to double check and see if the other one is safe before he pitches that hand away to potentially get that Trinity Charge off this turn. So he might be looking for a Urshifu V, or if he really wants to, he could play the Luminion route and go for the Adventurer's Discovery and really pop off that way. But no, he is just going to take it safe and slow. There is the Urshifu V. 100 Furious Blows could be relevant potentially here with a Choice Belt to one-hit KO some Gengars. VMAX specifically in that matter. But I think we might just see him just straight up yeet everything in his hand for that Research. No, he's going to go ahead and attach and then Research. I figured we would have seen potentially him Research into the hope to find the double Turbo Energy here to start Trinity Charge accelerating here. But yeah, he seems to whiff that. He did find a Ultra Ball though. There's that shopping center that we've seen earlier today in Wes's build. And contemplating what to do, we do see the Arceus VSTAR in hand. If he does put more Pokemon V down, he is in danger for the big swing KOs from Fear and Panic. But yeah, there's the Houndoom to start off Adam's turn. He's going to go ahead and Single Strike Roar, most likely onto the Gengar here. And he's going to place 2 damage counters onto that Gengar thanks to that ability. And there is the Hiding Dark Energy as well. Does he have the Gengar VMAX? No, but he has the Research to help dig for it here. I think I see an Evolution Incense. There it is. So here comes the Gengar VMAX. He can Gmax Swallow up this turn, remove the Arceus from contention whatsoever. Justin's got to have a really strong turn to follow up and take this back with that Urshifu in play here. Again, even though he has that Arceus V-Star in his hand, if that Arceus would survive, Path of the Peak is down. He does have the stadium to bump it, but Adam doesn't know that. Got plenty of cards in his hand to make some sort of decision, thinking about what to do. I think I see a switch, so he could just attack and then, you know, pivot back with that Hiding Dark. Yeah, there's the first two prizes of the game. And Justin's got to promote that lone Urshifu here and start for his turn. There is the shopping center to get that path out of here. We do see a Crobat, an Ultra Ball, and some other cards here. Probably going to discard a few things to thin out. There goes the Hoopa. Really thinking about saving that Arceus, it looks like. Again, it's only a 2-2 line, so throwing it away and not being able to recover it later would be rough. They do play a Clara in this list, but who's to say if it's in the deck or if it's prized. But yeah, there goes the Arceus V-Star. Looking to eyeball that VMAX this turn here. What could be pretty clutch too is if he finds the Piers off the Crobat. Potentially swing it in just for a little bit of damage this turn. He can find a way to pivot as well. That'd be really good. That way the Gale Thrust can get him there. So he's not completely out here. Just really thinking about what kind of play he wants to make. I did see the Piers. I do see the Zapdos. I did see the Clara. There is a Raihan in there as well. So thinning out pretty good here. Really taking a lot of time here on this Ultra Ball. Needs to make a decision here. And there is the Urshifu VMAX. Most likely going to see it evolve. That Crobat's probably going to get played down. And hopefully he can find some sort of like balloon switch pivot option here to really, you know, put a damper on Adam's side of the field. But it doesn't seem like he's got too much to work with. Yeah, but there is the evolution. And here comes the Crobat. And a Dark Asset just for 3 cards. He's got to be really good 3 cards. And there is the Rapid Strike energy, but no way to pivot around here. Gonna go ahead and bench down that Galarian Moltres and use the ability here. Grab that Dark Energy from the discard pile and attach it to it. Potentially as an attacker later on down the line here. Got a lot of energy in a boss, but nothing really else going on here. There is the Rapid Strike energy. We could just see the Gale Thrust poke for 60 here. Honestly, that wouldn't be too bad. We know the Gengar's not going to be able to take down that Urshifu next turn unless they've got a really strong play with some extra single strike energy as well as a choice spell. But no, he just lets it go and does the Rapid Flow for 240 onto the active and 120 onto the benched Houndoom. I would have preferred to see that small Gale Thrust for 60 and then next turn Rapid Flowed and set up damage somewhere else on the board, and then definitely would have taken a knockout in that regard. And we do see Adam start off with that Path of the Peak, bumping out that training court. Adam's really thinking about what to do here now. I know they're definitely going to want to set up another attacker, but they go ahead and switch that Gengar out so they can potentially just reset it. I mean, it does have Hiding Dark energy, so I would have rather have seen it retreat first for free with the Hiding Dark and then play the switch to pivot back. That definitely a big misstep here from them, doing that backwards. And oh, they're just going to attach a Hiding Dark onto the Houndoom anyways here. Thinking about the math here, checking the numbers. It's not really eyeballing any cards in his hand, so he might be done for the turn, and we just might be math checking here. And there is the boss's orders from Adam onto Justin's Moltres. And yeah, he's just going to go ahead and take the KO on the Moltres instead. Taking 2 more prize cards. And there is the Raihan! Being able to attach energy from the discard and then search their deck for anything here. This could just be it. This could just be it. If he's got that other Rapid Strike energy, it's game. And there is the Rapid Strike energy, G-Max Rapid Flow for 4 prizes, the handshake, and the game over to Justin since Adam is benched out of Pokemon. Whew. Taking that KO, man, on that Moltres was really greedy, and you got punished really hard for that. That's really rough. What a great comeback from Justin, though. It didn't seem like he was going to be able to do too much there. Again, a different sequencing of that Rapid Flow. The previous turn would have been a little bit better off for him. Less resources would have ended up being used in the long run. And, of course, Adam with their pivot, it could have just been done differently. And that energy could have been saved to another resource. They did have a Crobat in hand. They should have just benched the Crobat, to be fair. But not knowing that Justin plays the Raihan for that swing KO coming back. It is what it is. But yeah, we'll see you guys in round 5 for the final round of Swiss. And then we'll start top 4 in a little bit after that. So hang tight. Thanks for hanging out. All right, and welcome to the 5th and final round of this Swiss portion here at the April 23rd. I almost said February. Holy crap. April 23rd, Saturday tournament at In The Zone Gaming. We've got a Mew Mirror as a win and in for the top cut. And we see Tyler starting off pretty strong here. The Genesect in the active and a Battle Pass grabbing an Oricorio and a Genesect. Also just benching down a Meowetta and a Mew. We do see the Training Court as well here. Opening with Battle Pass always feels absolutely gassed. And let's see what they do here. They looks like they have 4 cards in their hand. Oh, they're going to play a Cram-O-Matic. And they're going to burn a switch off with that Cram-O-Matic here. And it's a heads, though. Most likely going to grab another Battle Pass just to burn it for that last Mew, potentially, here. Or another Genesect, depending on how greedy they're going to be. Just to get it out of the deck, I can understand that. I personally prefer to hold on to my Crams for situations later on in the game where it's more disposable, especially in the mirror, where you know you need that boss's orders to win the game. But yeah, they're going to go ahead and play that Battle Pass for one more Mew V here. And start using Fusion Strike system to draw some cards here. And we're going to see them follow up with an Ultra Ball, discarding another Battle Pass and a Quick Ball. Could be potentially eyeballing the Mew VMAX for the next turn, and there it is, confirmed here. And yet the other Fusion Strike system going off, drawing them back up to 6. There is a Fusion Strike energy coming down onto the Mew V here for the attachment for turn. This could be the rest of their turn here. Might be passing it over now, and yep, Zach is off. Benching a Mew, going through the hand really quick here, dropping down another Genesect V, and he's got the Battle Pass as well. Probably just going to grab another Genesect, maybe a Meowetta here. We could potentially see an Elisa Sparkle this turn for a big KO. But yep, there is the Genesect and the Meowetta. Looks like he's going to eyeball going back in. There is a Quick Ball, discarding the Escape Rope. Could just be a third Genesect in this situation. There it is. All right, and there is the not Training Court. There is the Old Cemetery bumping out the Training Court. And there is the Elisa Sparkle. Looks like he's going to target down the Mew and the Meowetta here to attach Fusion Strike energy from the deck onto these Pokemon. Potentially could be swinging in here with that Meowetta this turn if he's got that other attachment into his hand already. We still have access to all 3 Fusion Strike systems this turn to be able to draw their hand back up into a full 6 with a fully benched out Fusion Strike board. And he's going to go ahead and go over and reach for that cut. Yeah, here comes the first Fusion Strike system for a full 6. This could be pretty huge here. Really crazy first turn. We do see that Battle Pass double action. There is an Ultra Ball here. We could see that just yeeted for a fail here potentially, or he could grab the Mew VMAX for the next turn. Gonna go ahead and grab another Meowetta. I think he did have a Quick Ball in his hand from that 6. So we're just gonna see that get pitched as well, just to keep thinning the deck out. And we'll see if he takes anything this time. No, it seems to be a fail. Gonna go ahead and shuffle up here. And here is the Rotom Phone. Looking for a Fusion Strike energy in these 5 cards here. I don't think he quite finds it, but he does find a Choice Belt. Making that selection for sure here. Alright, and another Fusion Strike system for 5, it seems to be this time. There is a Cramomatic. There is a Psychic Energy. He attaches the Psychic Energy onto the Mailetta and the Choice Belt. And here comes a Cramomatic discarding an Echoing Horn here. And there's a Heads. Grabbing the Power Tablet. So he's going to be able to get a KO on that Genesect with Mailetta this turn. Tyler should just be able to return the KO with the Mew VMAX that we know he has in his hand on the next turn as well, though. Yep, and there is the Power Tablet. And yet another Rotom Phone. Again, I feel like you really want to save some of your resources here in the mirror. You want to play more conservatively than aggressively. Knowing now, too, that the other Mailetta is in the discard pile, once this one's gone, you're not going to be able to take any big one-hit KOs late in the game, copying that attack for potentially 4 energy. But yeah, I think he's just trying to get in, get the first couple prize cards here, and we'll see what happens here. Tyler could have a really strong turn. And this is the last Fusion Strike system, filling up his hand one last time. And he's got the Escape Rope. Yep, and Tyler's just going to swap Genesects. Mew had Free Retreat. Again, just... I feel like he would have been alright just to not play that card down. Another wasted resource here. And yet, Melodious Echo is going to take the not KO here. He's got a Choice Belt. He did 30, so 60, 140, 200. But Oricorio locking out that damage down to 180, so no KO. All those resources for not even taking a KO here. Tyler does start off with the Choice Belt onto the Mew V and the VMAX, and he's got his own Escape Rope to counter it. Does promote the Genesect. Tyler does bring up the Mew VMAX, and Tyler is going to start with that first Fusion Strike system. Drawing a couple cards here. We do see some Elisa Sparkle. He does have another Fusion Strike energy in his hand, but there is a Ultra Ball, discarding another Mew V and an Elisa Sparkle. And here is the Elisa Sparkle targeting down the Mew and the Mew VMAX. Going to be able to take a KO of some sort here onto this Genesect. Decides to fail on that second energy, just puts the second Fusion Strike energy onto the active Mew VMAX. Manually attaching one for turn, and then following up with yet that second Fusion Strike system here, filling their hand back up to 6. Tyler is going to play a Rotom Phone here, looking at the top 5, trying to find some sort of something. Again, I feel like they're both just kind of going to burn through all of their resources here. They've made a selection, going to play it on top of the deck. This could be for the future here. I feel like they've already, ripped through all of their stuff. Yeah, Mew's just probably going to swing in here and take a KO onto the Genesect. They do have the Choice Belt to confirm it. Most likely that was a Melodious Echo, taking the first 2 prizes of the game here. That does promote the Mew, and we'll see how they start. They have a boss for the other Mew. And here is a Rotom Phone as well, looking at the top 5. I see a Rose Tower, I see a Quick Ball, I see a Mew VMAX, and I think a Power Tablet here. So plenty of potential choices to make. Alright, decision has been made. Card is on top of the deck. Fusion Strike system number 1 for 3 cards here. There is a Mew VMAX for that active Mew V here. And an Ultra Ball discarding the Rose Tower, and another Mew V going through, grabbing the Oricorio to buff some of that damage out of contention here. Zach still has one more Fusion Strike system to play with right now. Yep, and the last one, drawing 5 cards here. We do see a Cram, we see a Power Tablet, a Rotom Phone, a Choice Belt, and it looks like another Elisa Sparkle. He already has played a supporter this turn. So really thinking about what to do here, but I think they're just going to go ahead and retreat that Mew VMAX into the other Mew VMAX that has the double turbo energy. I feel like they do need to attach that belt here potentially, or they're just trying to save it and be conservative with all their resources. There is the choice belt being slapped down onto the active. Almost playing a Rotom Phone there. Oh, nope, he is committing to it. Playing the Rotom Phone. Again, they don't have any more draw outs here, so whatever they grab is going to be their top deck for the turn. And yep, there it seems to be a power tablet is what they've selected. And yep, he's going to go ahead and copy the Techno Blast, taking 2 prizes here onto that Mew V. Looks like Tyler's going to start off by promoting the Mew VMAX into the active and starting their turn off this way. Game is pretty much tied up here at this point. So let's see how Tyler decides to progress it forward. They are going to play down a Cramomatic, discarding a Cramomatic. And here is the flip, and it's a Tails. So no search here from that Cram, but they're going to bench down another Genesect. And here is a Rotom Phone. Maybe trying to eyeball down some other sort of selection here. I see a double turbo. It looks like a Boss's Orders potentially in there as well. There's an Elisa Sparkle and maybe an Echoing Horn. But nothing that really, like, screams, grab me, put me on top. Alright, they've made their selection. I think it's a Quick Ball. And here is the first Fusion Strike system. Just going to draw 2 cards. Yeah, that was a Quick Ball. We did see a Quick Ball. I see a Switch in hand as well. Probably something that needs to be conserved. And they're gonna pitch the double turbo. Again, they only play 2 double turbo here. They're just gonna go ahead and fail that Quick Ball search. There's the second Fusion Strike system. Gonna draw a few more cards. I do see a Boss in hand, but no crazy big swings here. They might just gun down a Genesect, maybe that Mayaletta. Zach's double checking the discard pile here for Tyler's side. Really taking a lot of time to think. You definitely got to be able to make your actions and make moves within a reasonable amount of time without considering it to be stalling. Especially in a best of 1. Whoa, is that triple power tablet? Oh, triple power tablet. Taking the KO there. That's a big commitment. Leaving Tyler with just 1 prize left. Zach's really got to be able to make a big move here, promoting that Mew VMAX, attaching a Fusion Strike energy onto the active, grabbing a Mew with an Ultra Ball, discarding an Elisa Sparkle and a Boss's Orders, it seems. Zach's only hope to take a return knockout here is to get that 4th Fusion Strike energy, or just play an absolute ton of damage modifiers. Here is 2 power tablets, and we're going to see the first Fusion Strike system drawing a couple cards. There's an Elisa Sparkle. Again, I think that last energy has to be either binned or prized at this point in time. There is a Cram. Discarding a Quick Ball, hitting the heads. There is another modifier here in terms of the 3rd power tablet. Mew's going to retreat into the Mayaletta. They're double checking the math here. Double checking what's going on here. Tyler doesn't have another Mew to follow up with, though, so there goes 3 prizes on to Zach's hand. What can Tyler do to edge this out? They do decide to promote the Mayaletta and then draw for turn. We could potentially see something crazy going on here. Tyler's really thinking about what to do. They're both down to 1 prize left. Tyler's eyeballing maybe a Boss's Orders. I see a Fusion Strike energy in their hand. I see a Quick Ball, a Battle Pass. There's the basic Psychic energy. They're going to need, in order to win, they need an Elisa Sparkle. They need to be able to deal with the Mayaletta this turn. to take that last prize. If not, Mayletta is just going to return KO here and take the game with Zach getting the winning in. It's this turn or bust here for either player. Tyler is going to go ahead and play a quick ball, discarding the battle pass. Double checking through the deck, thinking about what's going on there. I think we see a Mew. Are all of their Fusion Strike energies accounted for? I see a double turbo in the deck. I don't think there's a way out here. They are going to go ahead and commit to the Mew here. And bench it down. Tyler's going to go ahead and check Zach's discard pile here. Not... I just don't think there's an out here for Tyler. He's grasping at straws. Potentially, he might just attempt to attach to the Mew. Oh, he's going to attach to the Genesect. The Fusion Strike energy onto the Genesect. I think they're grasping at straws. Zach double tapped on the Oricorio, trying to just say that he can swing on through there and do it up. And looks like he's just going to attach to the Mew and boss up the Genesect. An attempt to stall the game out here a little bit longer. And then Tyler's playing a switch, promoting the Mew. We could see the energy mix this turn. Oh no, they're going to go for the Fusion Strike systems here. They find a VMAX, but they did just bench this Mew this turn, so they can't do too much about it yet. They're going to bump out that old cemetery with a Rose Tower. And yet another Fusion Strike system. Going to draw a few more cards. Oh no, he's playing the Rotom Phone. Made a decision here, plating that card on top of the deck. Still has one more Fusion Strike system, drawing a couple more cards. Finds a DTE, finds a Choice Belt, but I think this might just be a pass from here now. And nope, it's the energy mix, attaching the Psychic Energy from the deck. And Zach has this switch. There's the fist bump, and Zach is taking the dub on the winning in to the top 4. We'll see you guys in top 4 very soon. All right, and we're off. I don't know what they're doing here. So we have top 4. We've got Justin with his Arceus box versus Michael with their Arceus Whimsicott deck. Best of 3 single elimination rounds. Justin has a Zapdos to start, and they're going to start off with a quick ball, discarding a Dark Energy. Going to search the deck for a basic Pokemon. Probably going to eyeball down an Arceus, depending on what the rest of their hand looks like. Zapdos start, unfortunately, is a liability here. It can get tapped for weakness with Michael's Whimsicott VSTAR. He has decided to take Arceus here from his quick ball search. The rest of his hand's looking pretty lackluster. We see an Air Balloon onto the Zapdos, a Choice Belt onto the Arceus, and a Training Court. Gonna go ahead and grab that Dark Energy back, attach it to the Arceus, and just hope and pray that he hits something good here. But Michael's gonna start off now with that Bidoof in the active, and let's see how they sequence their turn out. And just a straight up Marnie right out of the gate. Justin's probably very happy to see that with his 2-card hand. And they're just goofing off and having a good old time now. Yep, and so Justin's going to get 4 cards. Looks like they're actually decent to an extent there. And then Michael has a full 5, benching an Arceus down. And playing a Crushing Hammer. There are fans and hammers in this list. That must have been a heads that rolled off stream, but they're going to go with it here. Get rid of that Dark Energy attached to the Arceus. And Michael's going to go ahead and attach a Psychic Energy of their own and pass it back over to Justin. So he does have a double turbo on the Arceus here. We see 2 bosses in his hand. Pretty rough. And then it looks like we're just going to Trinity Charge. Not much else going on. Trinity Charge onto the Zapdos potentially here. Might be praying up a boss KO next turn onto that Arceus. There's 2 Dark Energy and a Fighting, and let's see where they end up at. And it's all going on to the Zapdos there. No prize card. Put that back. All right, and Michael is going to start off by benching down a Whimsicott and just passing. The brick is real. And Justin has the boss's orders. Bring up that Arceus. He's going to go ahead and yeet that double turbo to retreat into the Zapdos here. Looks like Justin's going to take an early lead here with 2 prize cards. Yeah, there it is. 2 prizes for Justin. Not too shabby at all. Let's see how Michael responds here. Promoting that Whimsicott V. Not really doing too much with their hand here. Attaching a Psychic Energy. Using the Training Court to grab back the energy that was attached to the Arceus. Playing an Ordinary Rod to shuffle that Arceus back in. Are they just trying to thin hand? Do they have the Crobat? And a pass. We do see that little attack there for 40, and it does reduce damage being done to it. It is pretty frail. It only has 180 HP. Justin does decide to bench down a Galarian Moltres. Double checking the hand here. Not a lot else going on here. We do see the Escape Rope being played. Michael does promote the Bidoof. Justin needs to switch into something here. Gonna switch back into the Moltres, but they do have the shopping center in hand, so they could actually put that down. Grab that air balloon off of the Zapdos. Pick it up, put it onto the Moltres. There it is. You just retreat right back. Zapdos is going to be able to take a KO here on the Bidoof. Also in this situation, with that Escape Rope, that does reset Whimsicott's effect here of the damage reduction. Justin is going to attach a Fighting Energy onto the Arceus V. We actually could see that boss get played this turn. Yep, and there is the retreat thanks to that air balloon that got moved from the shopping center. Justin's really thinking hard about what to do here. And they are going to go ahead and discard that Fighting Energy with the Quick Ball. Could be going for the Crobat here to draw a few more cards to really pop this turn off. Oh, they do see the Lumineon as an option. I think they are going to take it. Yep, and here is the Lumineon V, going to be able to grab a supporter from the deck. Could potentially just be looking for like a research here to reset, fill their hand up, or they could actually go for the Adventurous Discovery here, which would let them grab the Arceus VSTAR and a few other cards. They could start popping off with that VSTAR power. A lot of different ways you can go here. I personally would just take the Adventurous Discovery because, yeah, you have that boss in your hand. You want to be able to save it. They're going to go ahead and play that Adventurous Discovery, grabbing the Arceus VSTAR, potentially even Crobat or Urshifu at this point. I'm not quite sure. Could just be deck thinning at this point as well. And there is the Crobat as well to round out that Adventurous Discovery. I feel like putting the Urshifu down is a liability, especially seeing that you already have the Zapdos V. That's a liability here with a weakness as well. But again, it is out of the deck now. It's not necessarily something you have to worry about, but he does bench it. He does bench it. And there is the Arceus VSTAR here. And I'm going to go ahead and use the VSTAR power, I'm thinking. That's my assumption. Yep, go ahead and use that VSTAR power. They do need to flip that VSTAR marker, though. Alright, and yep, you're going to go ahead and just take the KO with the Thunderous Kick here, leaving him with 3 prizes remaining. Michael doesn't have a lot going on, just that lone Whimsicott. He does decide to attach to it, and apparently just going to swing in here again. With Fluff gets in the way for an extra 40 damage. That's a pass over to Justin. You see the double turbo get attached to the Arceus VSTAR. We know he's got the boss. He could just go around that other Fluff gets in the way here. Yep, and here is the Arceus VSTAR. And this should just be a knockout with that choice belt being attached. It only has 190 HP. He's going down to one prize left after taking a 2-prize knockout this turn. Accelerating energy from the deck. It's looking to be pretty much over here for Michael. Energy coming out. Most likely on to the Moltres and or the Urshifu. And there is game 1. Michael's given the scoop over to Justin. Michael now has the choice of going first or second here. All right, and we're going to be starting off game 2 here. But it does look like Michael's got a mulligan. So Justin's going to be able to take an extra card here once all these mulligans are said and done, or potentially more. All right, Michael does find a Pokemon here, so yeah, Justin is going to get an extra card thanks to that mulligan. And we're off with game 2. It appears to be that Michael did decide to go first, starting with 2 Bidoof. Justin starts with that Galarian Moltres V. Michael is going to go ahead and put down a Path to the Peak, attach an air balloon to the Bidoof. And can they get something else down this turn, or are they hurting? There is an Ultra Ball, so they're able to at least find something. Discarding a Marnie. It appears to be... Oh, is that a double turbo? Getting rid of that double turbo might come back to bite them again. I mean, they do play 4, but from the games that we've seen them on stream so far, they do seem to struggle to find their energy cards. They are going to grab an Arceus V here. Again, I feel like that's kind of an oversight. You know now that Justin plays these fighting type Pokemon. You put down the Arceus. Justin can prey upon the weakness here. Michael does not play a Dunsparce in his list to turn off the weakness for Arceus. And we just see a retreat here thanks to that air balloon. Michael does promote the Arceus V, and then Justin is off to start. We see the Rapid Strike energy and the Urshifu and an energy switch in his hand and the fighting energy. So potentially, like, if there is a way to get a ball search, you have a pretty stacked hand. But we do see an escape rope and a research. Oh, there's 2 energy switches. That's pretty rough. It's looking like his choice right here now is to play that research. I do see the Pierce though in there. Justin is just going to force down the switch here with that escape rope. Michael's got to re-promote that Bidoof with the air balloon. And yeah, here's the research pitching all of those nice cards. Especially that Urshifu in this matchup with the Rapid Strike energy. Be able to just double knockout on some Bidoofs and Bibarel. But let's see what Justin ends up with. I see another research, a Dark Energy, Quick Ball, and Ultra Ball. It appears to be an Arceus V-Star and a Boss's Orders and a Training Court. So we do see a Quick Ball discarding the Boss's Orders. Trying to probably just get some Arceus action started off here. Or potentially the Urshifu here, because there's plenty of free real estate. Yep, they have decided upon the Arceus V here. We do know they have an Ultra Ball in their hand, so potentially they could just save that for next turn and attempt to Ultra Ball into the V-Star. They have a Dark Energy in their hand. I could probably just see that being attached to the Arceus instead of being pitched. And there is the attachment onto the Arceus V, and it looks like a pass back over to Michael. Michael does attach a Big Charm and a full 7, no discard research here. And there is a Quick Ball discarding, I want to say, an Arceus V-Star to grab. Oh, they grabbed the wrong Whimsicott. There it is. There's the Whimsicott V. Okay, there is a Choice Belt attached to the Whimsicott and a Double Turbo attached to the Arceus. Could potentially we see that switch. No, they are going to go ahead and discard another Path and a Boss with an Ultra Ball. Trying to maybe just grab a Bibarel here to start Industrious Incisering some extra cards. Alright, and we'll probably see them draw a couple cards here. Looks like a full 5. They really did burn through all of that there and all those searches. And here's a Crushing Hammer. This could be pretty good if they get heads. And it's a Tails. And the retreat out with that air balloon on the Bibarel into the Arceus, and we're just going to see a Trinity charge load up some energy from the deck. Most likely just going to put it all on that Whimsicott V. So potentially next turn it can evolve into the V-Star and start Tricky Winding and or Fluffball Star somewhere for a knockout. Just one onto the Whimsicott. All right, Justin starts off. They do draw an Urshifu V. We know they have a research. They gotta go ahead and evolve into the V-Star. They could bump that stadium out and pop off with the Starbirth. And yeah, this is looking like the route they're gonna take here, bumping that path out. And yeah, here is the Starbirth coming from Justin, searching for any 2 cards they desire. This could be pretty big here. And we just received confirmation from the judge that in the other top 4 match, the Mew player was victorious in their match up 2-0 against Gengar with the upset. So we'll have Zach in the finals with their Mew deck versus the winner of this match here. That's a big upset on that side. So stay tuned for the finals after this game or another game. All right, so Justin has made their selections here from that Starbirth. Seems to be they've grabbed an air balloon and a double turbo, and I think they're just going to go ahead and play that Ultra Ball. They're not going to play the research, and they're going to go ahead and grab Crobat just to draw some extra cards. And there is the Crobat with the Dark Asset, going to draw a full 6. See Dark Energy, Fighting Energy, Zapdos, Tool Jammer, Ultra Ball, and a Dark Energy. Nothing too crazy here that's really going to swing anything. We're definitely going to see a Trinity Nova this turn for 180 damage onto Michael's Arceus V here. Okay, they are going to play an Ultra Ball, discarding 2 Dark Energy here. Moltres can start to abuse that with Dire Flame Wings. Probably going to grab some sort of other target here for the Trinity Nova attack. Thinking about maybe another Arceus is what I can see them do, if it's available. Yeah, they don't have much else. There is another Urshifu V in their hand, but again, that's a liability if you grab that when you're not locked up and guaranteed. He does decide to grab the Arceus V here. So we can at least Trinity Nova partially onto the Moltres, partially onto the other Arceus V. And there is the retreat. And the Arceus V-Star is promoted up into the active spot here. Ooh, and the Tool Jammer coming down to lock out those tool cards on Michael's side of the field. And yeah, I think we're just going to see the Dire Flame Wings and then the Trinity Nova here. Oh yeah, he's finally flipping over his V-Star marker. There we go. Yeah, here comes Trinity Nova for 180 damage. Eyeballing some Dark Energy here. Maybe that last fighting just to get it out of there, knowing that you're not going to want to put any fighting Pokemon down. But yeah, no, just taking triple Dark here. And I assume that we're going to see it spread between the Moltres and or the Arceus, or mostly only the Arceus, just because we know that there is another Dark Energy in the discard pile that Dire Flame Wings can use next turn for Moltres. But okay, looks like we're just going to see 1 there and 2 on the Arceus. So yeah, either way, you've got access to Training Court and or you've got the energy in your hand. Pretty good setup there from Justin this turn. Michael is going to start off with a Ultra Ball, discarding a few cards here. Probably digging in for that Whimsicott V-Star. Oh no, they're going to go for the Arceus V-Star now. Their Starbirth is live, so it appears they're going to go that route and not use the Fluffball Star later this game. Yep, and there is the Arceus V-Star, and we're going to see the Starbirth coming off. Very quick decision on that first card, so it's definitely something they're really looking for here. Probably a double turbo for the Whimsicott. And there is the second one. All right, and he uses the training court to grab that Psychic Energy from the discard pile and attach it to the Arceus here. We still haven't seen either of the two cards played from their hand this turn, but that might have been one of them. The Fan of Waves bumping out that DTE, and they're going to replace the training court with the Path to the Peak. And an Ordinary Rod shuffling in the Arceus V-Star and a Psychic Energy into the deck. We might just see a Trinity Nova this turn here with that attachment to the active instead. And here is the Industrious Incisors to draw a couple cards. And a quick ball discarding a Marnie. Potentially looking for another Whimsicott, and there it is. And they're bossing Crobat here, and it looks like they're just going to go ahead and take the KO with the Trinity Nova for the first two prizes here in Game 2. I'll catch on to that real quick. Let me stop them. Good eye, good eye, good eye. Easy fix. Alright, so Justin did decide to promote the Moltres here. Locked underneath Path. We can't use the Dire Flame Wings, but we do know that he's got an energy card in his hand at least. Yep, there is the Aura Burn. Taking that KO on that damaged Arceus. And putting some damage onto itself. And of course taking his first two prizes of the game. So here comes Michael now with a Whimsicott fully loaded for the most part. Attaching for a turn here. So it's got all the energy it needs. There's the V-Star, and we're going to see Industrious Incisors draw a few more cards. It's going to evolve the next one, and the Bibarel too. And bench down another Whimsicott here. So we're going to see another Industrious Incisors drawing a few more. He's got the hammer. It's a Tails. And yep, the Tricky Wind is going to take the KO here. Because of the damage that Moltres puts on itself. Taking yet another two prize cards. And it looks like Justin's just going to go ahead and scoop it up. And we're going to go to Game 3 here in the top 4 at In The Zone Gaming. We'll be right back in a moment. Alright, and we're off with Game 3 here in the top 4 between Justin and Michael. And it appears to be that Justin is starting off second here. They did get an extra card from a mulligan, though, from Michael's side. Michael is just going to play a Path down, attach a double turbo to the Bidoof. Oh no, Desperation. Attach a Choice Belt. And then a Research. Oh man. Gonna see them get 7 more cards here. Hopefully they can find something here. And here is the Arceus and the Whimsicott. Putting an air balloon down. Oh no, Justin just drew past. Wait, what is even happening? What are they doing? Oh my god. Did he just like draw past for his turn? He had to have then, yeah, there was no mulligan. He draw past. Okay, makes sense. Sometimes it's so hard to tell actually what's going on. Justin does bump out that Path with the trading court. He's got nothing in the discard, but he's about to just chuck it all into the bin with the Research here. I was slightly confused until I saw the damage. I was like, oh, he just like, you know, got an extra card from a mulligan, sure. Nope, it was a draw pass from Justin going first. And yep, here is the Research ditching almost everything there. Hopefully trying to find something they can get rolling with here. Couple quick balls, double turbo, a second trading court. Looks like a boss and a Piers here. Quick ball is going to ditch that dark energy. We're probably going to see a Arceus or a Moltres out of these two quick balls here. There is the Arceus. And it looks like, yeah, they're going to consider playing that second one. Discarding that Piers for that second quick ball. There's definitely no way that Michael's getting a Tricky Wind off next turn. So, I mean, it would have been okay to probably hold the Piers and potentially just use it to grab another double turbo if you don't have one already. Alright, so he does have the double turbo. We're going to definitely see him attach that. There it is. And here is the Crobat for Dark Asset for 3 or 4 cards. I can't quite tell. It must be 4. There is the Urshifu, an Air Balloon. So we actually could play the Air Balloon down on the Hoopa, promote that Arceus and start Trinity charging here, and really actually just get ahead now. Yep, there is the retreat thanks to the Air Balloon on the Hoopa. And Trinity Charge is most likely going to be his next follow-up move. Yep, there is the Trinity Charge. Gonna go through the deck, grab 3 energy, and attach them to any of their Pokemon V in play. We see 2 Dark. And a Fighting. The question is, where are they going to be spread off to? Okay, looks like 2 energy onto the Urshifu. And 1 onto the other Arceus here. And now it's Michael's turn to get things going. Crushing Hammer coming down right out of the gate. And we see a Tails. Yikes. Basic Psychic being attached to the Whimsicott here. And we're going to see that Bidoof swinging in here for just a little bit of damage. The double turbo reducing it, and then just Choice Belt pretty much getting in there. So Justin really can take a commanding lead this turn. We do see a boss. We see a switch. They have access to Trading Court. We could see a KO this turn on their Arceus VSTAR here. With that, Urshifu using 100 Furious Blows. Would be a quick, easy way to get ahead in the price trade. They do have the Adventurer's Discovery, though, so they could grab the VSTAR, the VMAX. This could be really good here. A lot of different choices you could make in this deck, it seems. We're going to see that Trading Court grab that Dark Energy from the discard pile. Oh, they just revealed the Adventurer's Discovery accidentally. They're going to play it anyways, attaching that Dark Energy to the active Arceus V. Probably going to grab a V-Star, a VMAX, and who knows what else. There is the Arceus V-Star. Luminion V, potentially for next turn. And the Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX here. Okay, and there is the Arceus V-Star being evolved into the active. So now Justin has access to Starbirth. Potentially grab any other sort of outs or options here. And I think, yeah, here is the V-Star power Starbirth, grabbing 2 cards. Oh no, he's actually just going to attack, not even using the V-Star power. Just swinging in with that Trinity Nova for a single prize card on the Bidoof. Getting that out of here, removing Michael's draw support, potentially if they have the Bibarel, and accelerating 3 energy from the deck onto their Pokemon V. I can't quite tell if he's eyeballing the Crobat or if he wants to put it onto the Arceus. Looks like 1 on the Arceus and 2 onto the Hoopa here. And it is now Michael's turn. They do decide to promote the Arceus V with the Air Balloon. I'm going to go ahead and bench down another Whimsicott V. There is the double turbo onto the active. And yeah, they're just going to Trinity Charge. They're not in a good position here. Justin can really take a commanding lead on this coming turn with the Rapid Strike Urshifu. He could even ultimately evolve, attach, and go for the Rapid Flow for the KO on the active and start softening up one of those Whimsicotts. All right, and it's Justin's turn now. That 1 energy does go down onto the Whimsicott, it seems, or it could have been just a complete fail. I can't quite tell if that energy was already there or not. And here is the Starbirth, flipping that V-Star marker down to grab any 2 cards. This could be pretty clutch here. Justin does not play a Zigzagoon in this list. I do have access to the deck list. If he played a Zigzagoon, he could ping and attach a Choice Belt and get a KO on the Arceus through Starbirth. I'm sorry, through Trinity Nova that way. But no Zigzagoon here, so. We could just see that 100 Furious Blows this turn. He could be grabbing an Air Balloon or a Training Court. I'm sorry, the Shopping Center or a Switch card. Get that Arceus out of here, promote the Urshifu, attach an energy to it, and then just 100 Furious Blows here. And double checking Michael's discard pile. We see one double turbo in there already, and a psychic. They don't play too many energy cards overall. They've got 5 psychic and 4 double turbo. 2 psychic are accounted for, 2 double turbo accounted for. So it could be pretty bad. Oh, they're gonna go ahead and boss up that Whimsicott. He's just gonna go ahead and take the knockout here with the... Oh, he's not. He's not taking the knockout. How much HP does it have? 190. So he definitely needed a choice belt to be able to get that KO. So Michael's going to be able to capitalize here on Justin's misplay. And it looks like we're just going to see Fluff gets in the way for 20 on to the Arceus VSTAR, reducing the damage. Or, I'm sorry, preventing it from being attacked if it's a basic. It's been a long day. I apologize for my fumbling. Justin just could swing here yet again with the Arceus VSTAR, taking a KO. Not a basic, so it's not locked out by Fluff gets in the way. Further accelerating more energy onto the board. Yep, and there it is, taking 2 prizes with that Trinity Nova. Deciding to not accelerate any energy, but you still need to shuffle your deck. Justin is just 3 prizes away from making it to the finals here at In The Zone Gaming. Michael does start off by benching down a Arceus V, attaching a Psychic Energy over to the Whimsicott V that has the Big Charm, and apparently is going for that Training Court, grabbing the Psychic. We're going to see a switch out of the active from that Arceus into the Whimsicott here. We're going to see another Fluff gets in the way for 20. Now, Justin does need to find his full jammers that he does play. Get around this Big Charm, giving that Whimsicott an extra 30 HP. He does have the Tool Jammer, but he doesn't have the extra damage he needs to do it. I feel like at this point, Justin could just attach the Urshifu and play boss on the Arceus that's loaded up with the Air Balloon and the Double Turbo and the Energy. Wipe that threat out of here. You just need to be able to just retreat and attach an energy. I mean, the Training Court's there. You have Energy Switch. You have plenty of ways of doing it. It's okay to throw away 2 prizes when you're so far ahead into the game. But he's just going to go ahead and go in with the Trinity Nova. Not getting a KO, only doing 180 damage. Whimsicott normally has 190. And that Big Charm. Really trying to save his resources, it seems. I'm not quite sure what he's thinking. There's been multiple missed turns of potential aggression that he could have taken. But we do see Michael evolve into the V-Star and attach another energy to that active Whimsicott V-Star now. Potentially could go in with a Fluffball Star. There it is, just for a little bit of damage. Only for 120. Arceus is still hanging in there. And there is another Trinity Nova for a KO. Justin just has 1 prize card left. And it's pretty much sealed up. I mean, a lot of like holding back on many turns here. I'm not quite sure why. Michael is playing a quick ball, grabbing another Whimsicott here. Is he going to just retreat into the Whimsicott here and just hope that nothing happens? Oh no, he's gonna go in there with that attack from Arceus for 110 damage, taking the KO, taking 2 prizes. But Justin just decides to promote the Hoopa. Attach the energy to the Urshifu. All he has to do is just retreat and attack with Urshifu for the KO here. And there's a Tool Jammer, and there is the KO and the handshake. Justin is going to the finals. Paired up against a Mew VMAX deck. We'll be back with the finals very, very soon.
Hello, this is Editor Seaside. It appears Steuben was away going to the bathroom when they decided to proceed with the match. so I'm doing a little commentating myself, and we'll see how this goes. So we got an Urshifu start from Justin, a Mew start from Zach. Justin going first. It appears that his hand isn't that great. I wonder what he'll do. I hope he gets the energy attachment. Passes, actually. Mew draws. Potentially, Zach can go for the donk with Meloetta. There's a stadium that appears to be Old Cemetery. But yeah, he can go for the Meloetta donk if he has the correct cards. Oh, that's Chromatic. Discard. And that is a heads. So he gets to choose any card from his deck. Oh, it's not looking good for Justin. I feel a donk coming on. Searches his deck. I don't know what's going to grab. Maybe a VIP pass? Proceeds to discard... No, what is that? Is that, discards a quick ball and a boss's orders to grab supposedly a Genesect. No, grabs a Meloetta, actually. Attach. Oh my god. LS is Sparkle. And that's the donk right there. Oh my god. Poor Justin. I've been on the receiving end of this before, folks. And it's not pretty. And that's game one. Whew. It's a donk right there. Well, anyway, I'm gonna let Steuben take it over from here. Take it away, Steuben.
Absolutely crazy. I can't believe we had a donk. Let's see how game 2 goes here. And they're off. And there's the bump, of course. Justin decides to go first again. And if they can't get another Pokemon down, then they're in danger. They did unfortunately start with that Zapdos, another Psychic Weak Pokemon, like the last game where they started with the Urshifu. And there is the Ultra Ball, discarding the Urshifu and the Urshifu VMAX. Definitely something you don't want to have in play. But, you know, Zach does play an Echoing Horn, so he could potentially grab another Psychic Weak Pokemon to prey upon later on in the game here. Justin is going to go ahead and grab an Arceus V here and put that down on the bench. So at least we know there's no donk this game. He does have the double turbo energy. And potentially this could just be a pass here. They are going to play a quick ball, discarding the shopping center that we've seen them use and abuse throughout the Swiss rounds and in the top 4. Potentially just going to grab a Crobat here to draw up more cards. And he did grab the Crobat, of course, and go ahead and Dark Asset up to 6 cards. Getting a few different things here. We do see the Hoopa, we do see the Moltres. No Dark Energy in the discard to start really getting that Moltres rolling here. Deciding to hold back on the Hoopa. They've got 2 Boss and a Training Court and a Research in their hand. And just going to pass it over to Zach. Zach is going to start off with a Mew, a Genesect, a Meloetta, and a Battle Pass. Pretty cracked first turn here. There is the Genesect V from the Battle Pass, and potentially there it is, another one. So they've got a Holy Trinity here set up, ready to go, basically. And he does decide to attach the Fusion Strike energy onto the Meloetta, and he's going to go ahead and use that first Fusion Strike system to draw a couple cards here up until they have 6. And there is a Rose Tower and a Power Tablet. Potentially looking for a Elisa Sparkle. They did just find a Cramomatic there. They're going to go ahead and play it out. And is that a heads? I can't quite tell. Nope. Didn't grab for the deck, so that was definitely a tails. Fusion Strike system yet again, drawing 2 more cards. And I think they might just be passing it over to Justin here. Not quite sure what the chilling is. Okay, they're deciding to retreat. They do retreat and promote the Meloetta. And it's now Justin's turn. So they do have a rope to get that out of the active. They're going to go ahead and bump out that Rose Tower with a Training Court. And I think they're just going to fire off this Research here, it seems. I would honestly consider playing that Hoopa down. And there it is. There is the Hoopa. And there is the Research, discarding that Escape Rope. They're going to go ahead and attempt to get that Meloetta knocked out this turn. They're gonna need a lot of stuff. They did find an Ultra Ball, so that could just be the Arceus. There is the Switch as well. And a Tool Jammer. That feels pretty solid here. Getting rid of the Mailetta and that Fusion Strike energy definitely does limit Zach's damage output later on in the game. And yeah, here's the Ultra Ball. I don't know what they're going to discard. Probably that Rapid Strike VMAX, of course. And another Ultra Ball. They're going to go ahead and pitch those away. We're definitely going to see that Arceus V-Star this turn. With its V-Star power. Starbirth. Be able to search for any 2 cards they desire. And there it is. And here is the Starbirth. Most likely we're going to look out and see some sort of double turbo, and I'm not quite sure what else they could decide to grab here. They're definitely going to start wanting to load up energy onto Hoopa and Moltres to be able to close out the game. Again, it's just starting with the Zapdos as an inconvenience. I feel like we've seen a lot less Zapdos over the past week, and especially this weekend at EUIC. Not a lot of Zapdos prevalence. It's just so frail in comparison that Arceus is just so easily able to just one-shot it in return. So they've made their selections here from that Starbirth. We already know they had a Switch in their hand. They probably just needed, you know, something crazy to get rolling. They don't need the double turbo. They just need an energy card. And so there's the Switch, getting the Zapdos out of the active, promoting that Arceus V-Star. There is the Dark Energy being attached. And it looks like they're holding some cards back here. We may see that Tool Jammer get placed. It would definitely force Zach to have more modifiers to take a KO and remove the question of Choice Belt. And yep, there it is. There is the Tool Jammer turning off tools as long as it's playing active Pokemon. And yep, and here is the Trinity Nova for the first prize here in Game 2. We're going to see Justin load up some energy. Again, probably going to load up that Hoopa, load up that Moltres. And we'll see where those energy go, and then Zach will wait to make a decision following up from there. Looks like 2 energy onto the Hoopa and 1 onto the Moltres. Definitely a good call, spreading the load here. And there is his prize card. Zach decides to promote the Mew. And he starts off. There is the Choice Belt. It doesn't quite matter. There is the double turbo. And the boss onto the Hoopa here. Slapping down a Rose Tower as well. He's got 3 cards in hand here. Oh, it looks like he's got Fusion Strike energy and a double turbo in his hand. So if he does play that Ultra Ball, there goes his second double turbo out of the equation here. He is only playing 2 double turbo. And there's also 2 Fusion Strike energy out of the equation. He's got 1 Psychic somewhere and 2 Fusion Strike energies left. But there is the Mew VMAX from the Ultra Ball. Most likely going to see him use the Rose Tower, draw 3 first, and then just start cycling through his Genesects here, hoping to find something else. There's the Rose Tower. We do see another Mew that he ripped, and it looks like a Cram-O-Matic as well. Can't quite tell what that 3rd card was. But Hoopa is definitely going down this turn here. Yep, there's the first Fusion Strike. He's going to go ahead and draw 2 cards. Did hit a second Cram, so he could just burn Cram for Cram. But again, I don't know what you would get in this situation. I feel like being conservative is just the way to go. But he does, in fact, flip the tails this time, and there is the second Fusion Strike system. Going to draw a few more cards. Double checking some options here, looking at Justin's discard pile. Benching that other Mew, using that last Fusion Strike system. Gotta be careful there with drawing those cards that fast. You could inch into a penalty if an accident occurs. And yep, looks like he's just gonna go ahead and copy the Techno Blast, taking 2 prices off onto that Hoopa. And Justin is gonna go ahead and promote the Moltres here. We're definitely gonna be able to see a return swing here. Looking for something. I know we can use the Dire Flame Wings to get the energy from the discard onto the Moltres here. And he's going to go ahead and play the Clara, grab back the Hoopa and the Dark Energy. I think he doesn't have any other way to play any other energy cards, so he's just going to rebench the Hoopa, attached to the Moltres once again. And there is the Aura Burn for 3 prizes. And it does hurt itself for 30. And there we go. There's the concession from Zach. We're going into game 3 now. What a quick turn of events there. Here in game 2. Game 1, we had a crazy donk. Game 2, a little bit back and forth, but Justin taking the dub here. And we'll see what happens in game 3. And there it is. Here we go. Oh, and Justin starts, unfortunately, with the Lumineon. Zach's going to start off with the Mayaletta, benching down a Genesect, throwing down the Rose Tower. Attaching and throwing a Power Tablet for a Quick Ball. Gonna go ahead and grab a second Genesect here. And he's going for the Cram. Seems to be a big Tails right here. And then, yep, Fusion Strike System number 1, drawing 3 cards. Oh, he hits the Battle Pass anyways. Who needs Cram-O-Matic when you can just draw like a champion? Looks like he's grabbing a Mew and potentially something else here. Yep, another Genesect as well. Seems pretty good. Solid turn 1 start, another Mew down, and I would feel pretty confident here. Especially seeing that Justin started with the Lumineon. And we are going to see an escape rope to get that out of the active and promote the Mew. And there is the double turbo onto the Mew, and it looks like the second Fusion Strike System here going to draw full 5 cards. Still has access to 1 more. Potentially just looking for another Mew. And there is the pass over to Justin. Let's see what he can do here. Gonna see an Ultra Ball discarding away a Dark Energy and the Urshifu VMAX. Potentially just gonna attempt to grab an Arceus and just hope and pray that it stays there. But no, he's actually gonna go for the Crobat V to draw a few more cards. Alright, so there is a air balloon he could attach to thin down the amount of cards a little bit further here, and it looks like they're gonna go for it. There is the air balloon, and here comes the bat. Drawing 3 with Dark Asset. There is an Arceus, there's a Research, and a Clara. He does have the DTE. Arceus hits the bench as well as the DTE onto the Arceus. We're probably going to see that Research here. He's definitely going to be looking for some dark attackers here to load up with this Trinity Charge. Let's see how these 7 cards play out for him. Oh, it's not looking too good. Tool Jammer, Boss, Research, Arceus V-Star into Dark Energy. No, he needed a Pokemon to load onto this turn. You see the Tool Jammer after that shopping center coming down, picking up that air balloon, trying to save it. And he's just going to pass, leaving that sacrificial Lumineon. But there's the boss's orders onto the Arceus. Here's a Power Tablet. Another attachment to the Mayaletta. Ultra Ball discarding everything away here. Grabbing the Mew VMAX. We even could see Zach abuse the shopping center this turn, taking that belt off of the Mayaletta and putting it onto the Mew. Just to being able to guarantee that extra damage. But he did already play the Power Tablet, so it's not necessarily necessary. But it could be good preservation at the end of the turn, potentially here. And then, yep, Fusion Strike System for a full 5 cards. Drawn a couple energy cards, and it looks to be another boss. We might just see the Mew swinging in here, leaving the board state as it is. There is a Quick Ball discarding a Power Tablet. Grabbing another Mew. Definitely something I would have loved to see in the last turn, but hey, sometimes it just doesn't happen. And I mean, Justin's board state is not very good. Still has 2 more Fusion Strike Systems to work with this turn. I'm not quite sure what you'd be really digging for. You've got a KO ready to go. Justin's got no follow-up either here. Doesn't play Crobat VMAX, so it's not definitely possible by any means. It's going to go ahead and bump out that shopping center with an old cemetery. And yeah, there is the KO, copying Techno Blast, taking 2 prizes on Justin's Arceus. Justin's just had some bad draws and bad luck here in the finals, especially in game 1 with that crazy quick donk that happened. They caught me off guard. Justin's got something he's got to think about here for sure. He's going to play the research, discarding so many things. The Arceus VSTAR, 2 Dark Energy, a boss, a rope. A lot of things gone. Gonna draw 7 more cards here. Oh, and it's not looking very good. He does find a quick ball to get something down, but it just seems too far too late. Gonna bump that out of there with that shopping center. And there is the quick ball, discarding the Piers. Not quite sure what you could really do at this point. You can grab another Arceus, but again, at what cost? You've got so many fighting Pokemon left in there. Zapdos isn't going to do anything. You're going to go for the Moltres. We could see the Dire Flame wings here to charge it up and an attachment, but still missing the mark on the return KO. Zach is just so far ahead already with 2 prizes taken, and Justin having nothing to follow up with this turn. This could be the end here. See, he has the Raihan in hand, but it's just too late. We're going to grab that Tool Jammer from the shopping center, attach it to the Moltres, attach the air balloon there, go on with the Dire Flame wings after a turn attachment, and a pass over to Zach. Zach has a choice belt as the first action of their turn. And here is the energy being attached to the Mailetta and a switch to reset. We're going to go ahead and promote the other Mew here. We know he's got a boss in his hand from that last turn, but there is a quick ball, discarding another Mew, thing it out. Just going to go ahead and fail it out. Or they're going back in, apparently, to fail even more. There's a Mew VMAX coming down. There is the Rose Tower. Just going to go ahead and draw an extra card here. And the first few Fusion Strike systems coming through. Maybe he doesn't have the boss anymore. Oh, there's the boss on the Moltres. It's pretty much just GG's at this point. There's the power tablet. You can just retreat back. Another quick ball, thinning out more cards from the hand. Retreating back into the loaded up Mew here. Gonna go ahead and draw a couple more cards from the other Fusion Strike system. Probably looking for another tablet at this point in time. The Tool Jammer does kind of actually matter here. And there is a Tails on that Cram-O-Matic. Yep, and the power tablet was played, so we'll take the KO. And Zach's going to take 2 more prizes. Zach is 2 prizes away from being today's champion here in the finals. And Justin has a Raihan. Oh no. Onto the Crobat. The pity Raihan. Search for any card. I mean, if he had attachment, he played the VMAX, he could go from there, but I think it's just too far, too gone. And he's going to go ahead and retreat into the Crobat, and we're just going to see that Venomous Fang for 140 and Poison. It's pretty much over at this point in time for Justin. That's just him throwing the towel in. Another energy onto the Mailetta, retreating, and Melodious Echo for the overkill KO, taking the last 2 prizes, and Zach L is today's champion here at In the Zone Games with his Mew VMAX deck. There are their prizes. We're a little bit low on Brilliant Stars pack, so they're getting some build and battle stadiums. But that's it. That's the tournament. Zach is the champion. I should have, taken a fancy little selfie for you guys. Because I've got my Wooloo button-up shirt on, and I've got a nice little Mew pin on it, too. Feeling very commentator-y. Felt cute. We'll delete later. Or whatever the, whatever the saying is.